Guys, thanks for joining me today. So we have a lot of the gateway examples out, the familiar faces that you may be acquainted with already. However, of course, the eye, the nose, the mouth, and then this is a brown skinned person with a Adam's apple right there. You can cover up, let's do it like that. You can see how he's wearing like a big bird hat. That's the beak of the big bird hat, kind of like a big toucan Sam or something. That's the eye of the bird. The lion of the hat is like right there. That's the person in there. It's painted. This is the same style of gateway that the actual gateway is. Excuse me. So there's different versions, probably from different times. I know that the stone color sometimes changes, but if this gets chipped, you'll notice that the inside of this stone is actually white. These are white pieces of painted quartz. These are, of course, face stones. This pupil glows of this person here. There's a lot to show you guys today. I've got several of the archetypes pulled out. One that I call the Sphinx archetype, and then this new one, which I think we got to come up with a name for. So this one is like a chipmunk face kind of deal. He's got like a little button nose and a big eye. You can see how, I can do a little zoom in here. You can see how the roundness and the pupil, the color of the eye and everything is in there. So you can see how he's got a little crack for a mouth and everything. He's, I don't know what kind of animal he might be, but he always has this straight hair going on. I'll show you this one as well. So this is one that I found on camera. It was the last one that I picked up in a river walk. You can see how this is kind of carved out, shaped like a U. That eye that is in there, it kind of looks like that. When you get it right, it'll become a diamond. You can see how that shape now is kind of getting to be more of a diamond there. And this is that straight-haired version. It always has these little lines in it, like that. Not always, but a lot of the times. This is a very large version of that same archetype, and you can see these always have very defined eyes. So this one's eye, you can see how, so I have to hold the camera here, guys. You know, this is grassroots kind of stuff. We've got a diamond in here. You see the carvings for it. You see that large eye. It's not going to look correct like this. Maybe I can leave it down there and then maybe point at it here. So when we put it down like this, see the lighting's not going to be correct, but you can see the circle for that diamond-shaped eye, but the angle's not going to be completely correct just yet. So it'll work itself out, but we got to make that little nose poke out as well. Of course, there are several different eyes, and I could be looking at it wrong as well. So just give me that. I'm going to be able to show you a lot of this ancient art, but to be honest, I'm going to be able to show you maybe 5% of it because it is very complicated and complex. You can see how these guys have carved in eyes, long hair and headdresses and things. What I want to show you now is the next archetype, and this archetype is one that every time I go into the collection to unpack here at the new place, I finding more of. So this is one of the first ones that I did find. It's kind of reminds me of the Sphinx, right? So you can actually see a lot of these pretty defined carved in eyes. I haven't seen that white one before, but the black one as well is an eye. You can see how different distances will help to see the details of that small little black eye. Of course, he's sideways right now. Let's go ahead and put it the right way. If you look closely, you'll be able to see it's like jeweler's specifications. It's a small little eyeball, all the details of an eye. So you'll see that little divot inside of this person right here. And so this is the hair. You can see how the color changes. This is a painted piece of sandstone. You see some of the other etchings and designs and things on it. So as you turn it away, it's as if there's a portrait there in this little recessed section. And then this is all hair. So they're looking away, they can see you. They're looking away, they're walking away, you can't see their face. Their face is poking back out. So there's several different, there's like one little face there, there's another big face there. We're looking at the right side edge. See how little indentions for the lips and things happen right here. And little poke out nose. You see a little poked out nose. And then the black eye. See how the eye really becomes triangular shaped there. So once you get the angle and the tilt right, it will become a perfect portrait, which I kind of almost have it there. I'm going to show you about 6 of those right now. This is the same one except for a left side. So this is kind of what it represents. There's a large eye on the headdress of a lot of these, and then you'll have the smaller eye. You can see the little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eyelashes of the large eye that's in there. So we're going to go ahead and tilt her around as well. Let's go ahead and get that focus right. Now there's going to be a smaller face. There's going to be a smaller face down here in this section as well. And that eye, this large eye that you're seeing the ripples for and things right now, is going to be on a headdress. So you'll be able to see the eye on the headdress before you'll be able to see the eye for the human. You might be able to see some paintings and things in here. Once you start to actually look at this as if it is a statue, because that's what it is, and we're going to go ahead and turn it away. As we turn it away, you'll see how it becomes more of a, looks like a person that's looking away from us. This is a really neat one. It's got a little cool paint on it. I'm going to refrain from going down the rabbit hole on too many of these guys. I'm just going to show you these archetypes. These are, of course, in the same exact spot. You'll see that same eye carved in there. Of course, it looks more like an eye. You can see more of the carvings and the spikes coming out of that section whenever you tilt it. That's the way this art is to be looked at. You'll always see this little jagged edge. See this little point coming out of where the nose is going to be? That is a guide. You're going to take that jagged edge and you're going to like make it disappear. Or you're going to turn it into like a little bit of a nose. And so there you can see the orange spot right here. I'm seeing the eye. There's an orange area and you can see the little lines coming out from that spot right there. That is an eyeball painted on this stone. This person is going to be looking away from us. I'm going to put the acorn right near their mouth there. Those acorns and some tobacco is out for respect for the people who made these. These were made by human beings. These human beings were pretty incredible. And this is what I did to kind of just show that I do respect these and I do care for them very, very much. I wrap them all up individually and am doing my very best to preserve them and show them. So this is the same exact style. The eye there, you can see how this is the black painted large gateway piece. It's a very large piece, and this is, again, looking away, and then that little poked out eye coming out at you again. When we get that, you see how the face doesn't look correct? You can see how there'd be like a little notch for a lip and then a little poke out for a nose, right? Well, maybe the eye could be wrong. Once you get it in the right angle, it will come out to be a correct portrait. I think it maybe needs to be pointed like this. So it can get to the very extreme edges. This is the way this art works. Like I said, I'm not trying to go down the rabbit hole with you guys, but I just wanted to demonstrate a little bit about this art from what I know about it. Again, the same Sphinx style. This one's got a half head. So you only need this side. This is how the art is like to the side, right? So you can see in this one, there's actually some very large, different distances are going to help. So I'm going to go ahead and change the distances if I can. You're going to see some very large diamond-shaped eyes right there. And let's go ahead and put it in the middle of the screen for us. Tilt it away. You can see how the spike for the dark section with the line through it. I wish I had 3 arms sometimes. So the forehead's very large. There's a headdress going on here. You can see the little eye poking out right about here. The rest of that is the mouth and the nose down below. You see a little crack. So you can hide that face and tilt it and get that angle right. This is representing a person or a god, and there's several different eyes and images and different things on these stones. So One more of the same style here. I think this is the last one. I know I have more, but these are the ones that I pulled out. So this one, again, a large headdress, forehead situation. I think the eye starts in this little crack here for the larger outside image. And of course, you know, there's not just going to be the outside image, there's going to be more. So what I have it focused in on right now, guys, is what we're looking at. This is, the rest of it's kind of blurry, and that's working out pretty good as a teaching method here to show how to look at this art. Because really what you do want to focus on is that outside edge. So I'm really not grabbing it perfectly, but probably something like that. So sometimes you only just see the very little bit of an outside edge. And so very far right, you can see how the nose will poke out, and then there'll be little tiny lips. So a smaller face. If I could stick my finger out far enough, right here is the lips, right about here. Of course, the nose, and this is the eye. So it's a very small face with a large outside headdress situation going on. And that is the theme, obviously. I mean, you guys can see this painted one. I mean, he's just got this little, this is his face inside of here, right? This is his face right here. Just a small section. That's his neck. That's his Adam's apple. And this whole other section is a big bird hat. It's just a bird head. It's a big beak. And it does have carvings and things on it too. So like if you can see the depth, you can see some more of the lines if I move it around there. And you can see how this is an arrowhead shaped rock. It's a kind of a weird shape. And it's a painted piece of quartz. This is actually the one with the photorealistic eye painted on the smooth section as well. It looks a lot better in the rain, but it's in there still. If I can remember where it's at, I might have to get it wet again. You can actually see, though, furthermore, there's other carvings of eyes. You see these little circles here? This stone right here is of the same era as the gateway. You can see the colors, the paint are exactly the same. It has the same red. It doesn't have that brown in it necessarily. I don't think the gateway does, but you can see that these are pretty much the same era from the black, like compared to, say, this black or even this black. Like these stones don't match up as well. These are from the same collection. There's a more yellow stone. These two are probably from the same collection, right? They don't match this one. So there are versions of these gateway style pieces. The reason why we ended up calling them gateway styles is because this is like, I guess, whenever they change their perception from like very, I don't know, something different than the way that we look at things. I don't know how to explain it, guys. I wish I did. Whew. But yeah, so you guys got to see these archetypes. We're going to do this in 2 parts. There's a lot more to see. This guy drew out a little cardinal here, or a little bluebird. That's what he is. That's the top of his beak there, or his top of his crest rather. And of course his eye is drawn out right here for you. You can see the lines and things in him. So this is a very painted piece of quartz. So this is the same style white quartz. When you do chip these, like I said, they turn out to be white. These are all painted. So then this is the little bird that's on top of this painted piece of quartz. This painted piece of quartz got a lot of attention because of this crazy face going on over here on the left-hand side. If you check it out over here, it's got a red eye. And so watch his little nose poke out. And when you get his mouth to where it's totally smooth, you can see how things poke out. He is something else. It's very realistic. Pretty awesome. Anyway, this is a beautiful piece. I can't believe the color it's all preserved in clay. So I've talked to a couple archaeologists, and they said that my state archaeological team should be interested in these wooden artifacts. It's not every day that you find wooden artifacts. So maybe I'll go ahead and give old David Cranford another shot. Just send him another email and send him some shots of this club. Who knows? But anyway, guys, we'll do another part 2 of this. There's some more stuff to go through. And until then, I'll see you in the next one.